All right, guys, I'm in my happy place. Got my coffee in hand. We're in Oregon right now on Cannon Beach, and the wave's gonna hit me. Okay, I'm good. Uh, so I'm gonna be starting my seeds here today in Oregon, and then I'm gonna drive back to Wisconsin. Do you think I can say if I do that I grew my pumpkin in Oregon? I can take Steve Deletus's record away. I mean, it started in Oregon. But yeah, here we are. We spent 2 days here in Oregon on our road trip, hit the Grand Canyon, and just kind of, I like to do my traveling before the growing season. It kind of lets my girlfriend know that I care, and it's just not all pumpkins. So normally we do our road trip before the pumpkin growing season starts, because once that starts, I don't have any time to do any trips throughout the year. So without further ado, we're starting pumpkin seeds today. All right, guys, we're starting the seeds. We're in Oregon in a little parking lot. Make do with what you got. So I'm just taking my paper towel. I'm gonna dampen this with water, put my seeds in it, roll them up, put them in a plastic bag. When I get home in 2 days, hopefully there's roots. So I just go like that and just squeegee out the water so it's nice and moist. Not even gonna soak them. They're gonna go right in here. Open that up. I think we'll do the 2031 first. I'm gonna start 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, and 5. All right. Good little, so squeezy out the last little bit of water. Here we go. I'm gonna take that now and I'll put it right back in my little pooch. Seal this guy up, 2031. I'll just throw it in the car. There we go. I got to do these other ones and I won't record them, but simple. It's been about 40 hours now since we left Oregon, and as you'll see in this video right here, all the seeds germinated perfectly. So 100% germination. I started 11 seeds, and everyone germinated in that 32-hour drive home. So we're real happy with that. And I guess it's just a reminder, you don't need to overthink things. I mean, you're starting a seed. You don't gotta, do this. I don't soak seeds anymore. You can soak them in kelp. You can do all this little things. But I mean, when it gets down to it, sometimes simplicity is best. You don't need to overcomplicate things. So seed starting, put them in a damp paper towel, put them in a bag, they'll germinate. If you have soil, put them in soil. If I wasn't on the road, that's what I'd do. I just put them right in my pot and I'd let them go. I don't soak the seeds anymore. I don't really have a seed starting chamber for them. Plastic bag's what it is, and if I did put them in a pot, they'd just be in this room down here, and most of the time they do fine. I mean, like you see this time, 100% germination. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna set up my grow room downstairs. So this is just a little 12-foot by 10-foot bedroom, and it's perfect for my little grow room. I have a little space heater in here. I keep it at 75 degrees. That way I can warm up this little room, and I don't gotta warm up the entire house. Who wants to be inside a 75-degree house? I'd be sweating pretty good. So we'll get a table and that grow light up right now. All right, guys, and she's done. I got my light up, and I decided not to put the table down. I just put a piece of cardboard down here to keep things tidy. I use a 1000 watt LED light, which is an actual 526 draw from the wall. That does a real good job for my seedlings. I really like this light. I don't think you guys are going to be able to get this light. It's a niche brand. I had a startup company in China make it for me. They shipped it out to me a few years ago, and I was going to order a bunch of them, but I decided not to with the amperage it drew from the wall. It was quite a little bit too high for me if I wanted to throw a bunch of those in my greenhouse. But I got this one here, and it does a bang up job starting my seeds. So All right, we're gonna go ahead now and we're gonna mix up our potting mix, and we'll get these seeds in the ground before they jump out of their shell. We're gonna be mixing up a blend for our potting mix. Everybody has their own little blend they do, but if you just get, you know, a nice soil like Fox Farms, Ocean Forest, generally there'll be everything you need in there to get your plant started just fine. Myself, I'm going to add a little bit more green sand, well, a little bit of green sand and a little bit more bat guano. And then I got some liquid mycorrhizae I'm going to put inside the soil when I mix it. Green sand is just going to help me get a more sturdier plant. It's essentially potassium. And then bat guano, I want a little bit more organic matter in this. And I don't think there's quite enough, but it's just my preference. Obviously, mycorrhizae are little bugs that attach to your roots. It makes for a healthy root system. So we'll go ahead and we're gonna mix everything up in this tote right here. I'm just gonna add what's that? It's a 1/4 cup. I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup of bat guano. And I'm gonna add 1 cup of green sand. So 4 of these guys. Try to be quick with this. 4 of these guys. Boom, 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 bada bing. Bada bing, bada boom. There we go. Put that in there. It's gonna make for a strong, sturdy plant. I like strong, sturdy plants. So there we go. I got 1 cup of green sand, and we did a 1/4 cup of bat guano. Now we're gonna add our mycorrhizae. And here we go. And I'm gonna mix this up by hand. That's probably about enough. I just want to get it where it's moist. Actually, I'm gonna need more. There we go. Oh, it's gonna fit in there perfectly. Look at that. There we go. I'll mix this up real good by hand. Then I'm gonna take this downstairs and I'll put it in my pots. We'll start our seeds. So I ended up adding 3 gallons of liquid to this 50-pound bag of potting soil to get the moisture level I like. So if you can kind of get a visual of that, I just like to squeeze it and just so it stays in a ball, but no water's really coming out, but it stays in a nice ball. But 3 gallons for a 50-pound bag, that's generally what I like. So we'll take this downstairs now and get some seeds in the ground. It's very important you guys go ahead and label your containers so you don't forget which seed is which. These are half-gallon pots. They're relatively small compared to what some people use. But as soon as they pop from the ground and the 2 cots open, that's when I'll be planting these in the garden. I don't hold them in the pots for too long. I don't like them getting root browned, and I like to toughen them up, put them out in the elements when they're young, really stick it to them. So we'll go ahead, we'll fill all these pots up, and I'll bring you back. That's why you put down cardboard. So when you act like an idiot, try to go too quick and you drop dirt everywhere, at least it doesn't get everything else dirty. My God, I'm klutzy. Guys, we got all the soil in the pots. So I went ahead and I pre-put some holes in these so I can drop some seeds in for you. Basically what I did is I just made a little hole with my finger, probably about 3/4 of an inch down. But I'll take one of my seeds here. That's only like 40 hours from when I put her in. Man, that one wants to go. But I'm going to go a little bit deeper with that one. Drop her in like that. Bury her a bit. Wish her luck. Maybe she'll be the world record. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll put the rest of my seeds in, making sure that I'm putting them in the correct labeled pots. But a little tip for you guys that are working and can't monitor the moisture of your soil. If you can see, I put the soil right to the brim. What you can do is you can leave about an inch gap and moisten them like you would, and put some saran wrap over top. That'll keep that moisture in, and it'll be like a greenhouse effect. That way when you're at work, if you're working long hours and you're worried about them drying up, you don't got to worry about it. Just a little tip for you. We'll go ahead and we'll get the rest of these seeds in the ground, and game on. All right, we got all the seeds in the ground. Hopefully one's the magic seed that's going to be a world record. But I just want to throw one more tidbit of advice for you guys. I put a timer on my outlet. That timer is set to go off for 8 hours every 16 hours. So 16 hours of light, 8 hours of dark. That's just me. Everybody has their own preference. If you do have your lights on for 24 hours straight, it's not a problem. You're going to be pushing your seedling a little faster, so it'll grow a little quicker. But if your weather is nice and your patch is ready, go ahead and push them. My weather's not nice and it's not pretty. So very seldomly is it. I generally do the 16 hours on and 8 hours off. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching the video today. As always, like the video, subscribe, share on your social media accounts, and as always, turn on your notifications so you get notified when the next pumpkin video goes on. Alright guys, cheers.